Do I even gotta do an introduction? Do I even, do I even gotta, y'all, this is our goat for the moment. This is our goat of the day. Okay, our goat of the day. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. He got the keener eye. If you seen yesterday, I posted our deep dick discussion. The suction? Deep dick discussion? This getting posted on a Sunday, not on the Lord's Day. We not finna let the devil mix up my words. I know what I'm talking about, and I hope he does too. Yesterday we did a deep dive discussion on the trailer. You know me, we be sitting there analyzing frame by frame by frame by frame, but I gotta get one up. He just better. He do this for a living. So let's see what the cat with the blue hat is talking about. So we can even dive even deeper. Okay, even deeper. Okay, anyways, let's get straight into it. Hold on, let me put some of my cocoa butter lotion on. Let's go ahead and get this full screen, full volume. Make sure this is 1080. Thank you. Turn it down on my ears a bit. Let's get into it. For this video, for a special surprise, special reveals that I still don't know how to say that name will arrive in Fontaine, even though she was in there for like 2 seconds. Child is a harbinger. He's arrested to create diplomatic problem. Oh, they're all sitting together. To solve this, we'll discuss the release due to failed charges with Neuvillette and Farina. And Child will likely be sent to the fortress to check on Child. Yeah. However, under whose request will the traveler go, remaining a mystery. You know. It will be surprised if it's the one who asks Traveler for help. I doubt she will, I don't think she's really that type of person. It also seems like a regular people can visit the fortress whenever they want. Okay, right, they have to be arrested. The Traveler has falsely accused and become a criminal. That's the end of this place.
I will arrange false charges against you so that you may secretly investigate inside the fortress.
Right. What if the false charges are about the Traveler attempting to kill Farina? I feel like that might be a bit extreme.
What are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you.
Ooh, evidence. Hold on, he might be right. Although in the case of Farina won't be questioned, who are you exactly? That's what I was thinking. Okay, as well. Perhaps someone is trying to get her to reveal the Hydrognost's whereabouts. Or maybe the voice line is from her memory of a dream from her past. That's what we was thinking as well.
All of our informants, including the ones that had infiltrated the guards, suddenly vanished.
This does connect to the point where you're saying about checking on Child. This could be Lenny speaking. The informants might refer to Fatui agents. Maybe Worcester Sauce has a way of not letting get information out of this place. That might also mean he's actually trapped himself along with the prisoners in here. Or he's just running the joint all by himself.
It may seem like a prison, but it should in fact be regarded as a gathering place for exiles.
The fortress also has its own laws and rules and is under the jurisdiction of the Fatui legal system. Which means it's an automative place and doesn't follow the same laws as the rest of Fontaine does. Why else would Neuvillette go as far as to create false charges against the Traveler? The entire fortress also exists underwater, which makes it even more secure. If you can't see me, I'm rubbing my hands down here, as there are only a handful of entrances and exits in such facilities, so prisoners can't escape. Why does MC... we don't know why MC Lissover should be standing on the ground here. Otherwise, the height measure on the back would be useless. Maybe this is a prison cell. Yeah, where they were sleeping. It was pretty spacious, and also Papa apparently doesn't float when she sleeps. I didn't expect her to. Those look like new NPC outfits, especially for Fontaine guards. You should also know that the guards that work here don't last very long. The numerous criminals gangs of this place are known to be very notorious.
Truth is, this place has a lot of hidden rules.
What do you mean hidden rules? Hopefully there's a fighting arena or something. Most likely refers to the unspoken rule followed by the gangs inside the prison. Ever since his arrival, Worcester Sauce's new management has made it easier for guards to do their job. His new reforms are so good that some prisoners end up not wanting to leave even after serving their sentence.
The fortress of Meripede may seem like a prison, but it should in fact be regarded as a gathering place for exiles.
Help from an old friend as they enter the fortress. Since everyone we met in Fontaine is new, maybe we meet somebody from outside of Fontaine. Hopefully, Yanfei or maybe someone from Cimmerian will be an old friend. That's what we've been thinking since Fontaine came out, and we saw about the this fortress always as Sigmy is where Sigmy works. She also likely the doctor of the fortress infirmary, Jesus, which might mean she also treats the troublesome people with the Worcester sauce disciplines. Since they manufacture these mechas here, they're used everywhere in Fontaine. Wait, are they used everywhere in Fontaine? Or are these mechas totally created just to fight against the prisoners inside the fortress? No way, they make them just to fight the people in the fortress. That means they are too crazy in that. The first time we see an NPC wielding a firearm, that's two inside the fortress. But it's hard to tell if he's a prisoner or a guard. That is true, because why the hell would a prisoner have a gun? Regardless, in the next scene, we can see Worcester's defending them from the mecha. I did see him in the background as well. Worcester Sauce's lore will also be very interesting to know. Yeah, why he wants to stick in a prison for so long. A person who fights with his fist while also being smart to operate the fortress. He's a definite summon for. What kind of past has he lived through before coming here? For now, we only know that he's an ex-underground boxer. But he did boxing alone cause to get all the scars that we get on his body. Wait, did he box alone? I doubt it. The special program also reveals that Neuvillette avoids forming personal relationships. He does this to remain impartial in the judgment and from being called in question. So in his free time, he indulges himself in his hobbies of water tasting, which I think is insane, because what the hell? I still don't know. I hope he zooms in on this scene. It feels like Fer will also finally be relevant in the main story. Yeah, we did talk about that. The Orchard also teases his role in the story before. Perhaps he's diving near the fortress of Metropole on one of his missions.
Riley, where did you take my siblings?
That's what I... Oh! Possible the Neuvillette and the fortress also when... Obviously, I never thought about that being Ferment, whatever his name is. In case the traveler might also investigate where the whereabouts among the childs. This looks like the last functional part of Fontaine Research Institute. Anything you can zoom in here? Because I didn't really see anything. But what is it making of the Institute of ruins floating in the air? In the past, the Institute experimented on anti-gravity research to stop the prophecy. They had plans to lift the entire region into the sky away from the flood. From the existing lore, we also know that the reason the Institute was destroyed was due to Archeum. A researcher named Edward Iska's house was conducting experiments with it, which blew up the Institute. Maybe the reason why it floats is due to Archeum's influence. Below the Institute, there was also a lake which has underground change due to Archeum as well. That was also something I was looking at, but really didn't dive too deep into. The floating cubes are also called autograviton condensed water bodies. That was a mouthful. The New World boss is also located in the area and has the ability to counteract gravity. I feel like that's like a lot of bosses in Genshin, which the event hinted up to be upside down. It's more likely that the machine just restores the primordial gravity of Savant.
Since they have no way to dispose of the leftover remains, they have ways to transform them into other forms and keep them in the fortress forever.
Based on the scene, it looks like the fortress of Metropole has access to the primordial. Oh! That's why that water's so colorful. The voice lines also seem to suggest that it has been here for a long time. Maybe the gangs inside the fortress have had access to it. I doubt it. There's a risk of them turning to water though. But Worcester was running away from it. Maybe he didn't know of its existence. Is he new here after all? It looks like Neuvillette will be entering the fortress at one point. Maybe this. The final scene of where he tries to stop promoting. We was just thinking about what this possibly could be.
In the human world, from the delightful to the depressing.
It makes it sound like Neuvillette is not from the human world. Or perhaps that he's a dragon. He lived and isolated like a Bep in his past. It could also be that he's a reincarnated of the previous Hydro Dragon. That's why he doesn't know much. That could be a positive, or maybe he's originally from the Abyss. I don't know about the Abyss, but a reincarnation is something I never thought about.
You have dwelt among humanity long enough. You will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Right. The voice doesn't match the previous Hydro Archon, Ernie, and in a tone different from. Oh, so it doesn't? So this might be even before. It also seems like he was spoken to Neuvillette in his past. And then the same pass, Fiona has the ability to create the Omnitrice. So it's likely that this is voice, but from the one with wise and understanding, nothing like the current one. Split personality? The entire reason why Neuvillette is the Chief Justice perhaps has to do with an agreement he had with the past Fiona.
Is this what justice means to you? Answer me, Neuvillette!
If you're watching this far, I have a redemption. Hey, that boy giving us codes. Before September 26th? Hey, that boy gave me a code. Hold on. Thanks for watching. Hold on, let me go ahead and like the VOD. Okay. So one thing I didn't notice, I'm glad he said something. Cause for some reason, I was not even for some reason. And this in the shot where old dude, Worcester Sauce, is running away from this water. I thought the water was just flooding. I thought he was just trying to get out of there so he wouldn't drown. This is primordial water, and he's from Fontaine. He will literally turn the water. I'm surprised he could actually outrun it. And then me and Chat was talking about what the hell could he honestly be defending against? But it looks like he was defending against primordial water. But then that begs the question: why is he struggling so much against primordial water? Why is it actually pushing him back? He basically right now, as far as we know, he can control the hydro elements. So primordial water is really just water. Why? Unless primordial water has like, I don't know, like a bigger density or something, or like it's more powerful, or it actually has like a lot of power in it. Like primordial water itself is actually like something different than normal water, and that's why it's probably getting pushed back. Second question is, why is it, if that's the case, why is it, if we're branching two ways, okay? If we're branching to the case that this is just primordial water and it's just pushing against Neuvillette, why is it so strong, and where is all of this water coming from? Because last time we found a spring of it, but that was pretty stationary, and that was nowhere near the whatchamacallit, that was nowhere near the jail or the prison. That was nowhere near the prison. So who is collecting all, who has a reservoir of primordial water just chilling, and then it floods, and then who released the valves for it to be flooding? That's what I'm thinking. The other way is something is actually controlling the primordial water, and Neuvillette is actually pushing it back. So the question is, what could it possibly do in it? Is it the whale that has been mentioned like multiple times during, or like it's been mentioned by Child and have seen in the first trailer? I'm gonna put that in quotes because it was honestly just a big ass shadow, but I'm gonna assume it was the whale. Okay. Other than that, also the friend said an old friend. I didn't catch that part. They're talking about an old friend coming back. If it's Jean Fei, then I guess cool. I feel like I'd be kind of, yeah, I guess it would be cool. I'm not really too, let's be honest, I'm not really too locked in with any of the Genshin. I mean, like a lot of the Genshin characters, probably half the roster. Yang Fei was probably in the main Archon quest for like 2 seconds, and then, you know, didn't really get too attached. But if it's somebody else, like if it's somebody crazy, then that would be cool, just to see somebody just really out of their element coming through. But then again, it could be Charlotte. It could just be Charlotte because she's technically an old friend, because we've seen her before in TCG. But then again, me personally, I don't really count people like event stuff. I really don't count it towards the main story. And I know it's like some events have lore and has this and that, but like if Charlotte was in an Archon quest, I'd be like, cool, like, you know. But Charlotte was in TCG, and then she became like a character in the Archon quest. It seemed like it's like most of the events aren't important to the story at all. I feel like for a person who's only been playing for 5 months, for a person who's been playing for 5 to 6 months, and I've been in an ever-longing period of me not getting events that have any like crazy lore to it, you know, because like there's been past events with a lot of lore to it. So for a player like me who has only been playing for like half a year, and seeing how the other events, like everybody keeps telling me watch people play the old events, definitely not going to do that because I want to play the events myself. But seeing that, it makes it seem like those events are crazy and something we should know, and something that should be, you know, it's just so it's so like something we need to know. But then when we get to the story, it becomes a little bit irrelevant. Like the characters don't really mention like stuff from events, but they'll say like slick stuff like the Autorata. Even if you haven't done the quest, then they'll mention it in the event, because I don't think you can do the Dane quest. I mean, I don't know if you're able to do the Dane quest or not if you haven't done the Autorata quest, but since there was an Autorata event, then, you know, it's kind of like, you know, if you didn't do the Autorata event, but you did the Dane's quest in Sumeru, then you would get that reference from the event. Wait, no, if you didn't do the world quest of Autorata and you did the Dane Sumeru world quest and they mentioned the Autorata, then that would be a drawback to the quest. I mean, drawback to the event, not the quest. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Anyways, is there anything else? He basically cleared up everything, but when me and Child were talking, we was like, it couldn't be for Child, because check-in with Child, it's got to be something. We thought it was something else when it looks like it clearly is something else. Oh, and the character saying, when he did actually, when Worcester Sauce was like, when you hear the creakings in the pipe at night, don't go near them. Is that a hint that maybe primordial water maybe has a mind of its own? But I doubt it at the same time, because I feel like in the first thing we would have seen it already. But it does seem like, why would I not go near a pipe? Like, why can't I walk past a pipe if it's creaking, you know? And then they were talking about how people are disappearing in the prisons. Like people are disappearing. So of course, the people in this prison are from Fontaine and primordial water. It just connects. Honestly, when I watched the trailer, I completely forgot about primordial water in itself. Even though it was like a huge part in these acts, I still forgot about it. It was just out of my brain. But yeah, that's all that I have for this video. I believe this comes out either later towards the end of the month or next month. So, you know, I'm gonna be locked in, and I hope you guys are too. Shout out to Cat with the blue hat. Make sure you like the video, so you like and subscribe to the channel so you can see more really best of my videos come out. Comment, any other video ideas you might have. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, keep up a lot of some people can